That's me, and that's my bike. And this is 2025 Donner Hard Enduro. Like they say, if you're looking for talent, you might want to look elsewhere. If you're looking for some good racing, probably not going to find it here. There's going to be a lot of bottlenecks, a lot of bikes getting stuck, people landing on each other, dirt getting in your eyes. But this is my hard enduro day one of the Donner Challenge. So just to give you a little preview of what's in store. So good luck.
Over.
Okay, this is the 2025 Donner Challenge Day 1. This was the hard enduro. The race was supposed to start at 1:30. There was a snowstorm that rolled in. The forecast was partly cloudy, and it was a full-on down hail and snow chips. So you'll see white snow on the ground, which made it quite interesting. And yeah, this is the race.
There we go.
Okay, we're off. This is the fastest you'll see me go all day. This was actually probably a really good part of my race was the start. And normally I don't get good starts because I've had ECU problems on my other bike and I basically start dead last. But for whatever reason, I'm like in second place right now. And I'm like, okay, this is not bad. So I kind of kill it there. But I'm trying to follow the guy up in the fluorescent yellow jersey, and he had a great start, so congrats to him. Whole shotter, he's off. You know, right now, first turn, already having some issues down here in the trench, and as we're going along, it's like, okay, we got some single track off in the woods. I really like how they started this year. I've only done it once before in 2023, but so yeah, so this is like the start of the bottlenecks, and I'm not sure why this gets stuck here. So I'm like, well, we'll just kind of squeeze through. I really like this guy's backpack. I see him later in the race. I think we're around the same pace. I'm sure he beat me, but so we're just kind of single line through the track, single track here, and just looking for some space. Okay, so get rid of that branch. I make some passes. Right now I'm feeling really good because I'm like, okay, I've just made up like a whole row, maybe 2 rows, and I'm going to squeeze in behind the Hawaiian jersey and see if I can make things happen. And so it's kind of like you never know why there's a bottleneck, but we're all on the same trail, so everybody's got full energy, and now it's just a matter of like, okay, don't overdo it here, which I keep telling myself, but I didn't follow my rules. And so people are finding alternative lines. and that's what I'm looking for right now. I'm trying to see, okay, how do we get around this? And then down to the left here, everybody's dropping in, so I'm like, yep, that looks good, so let's go for it. And so here we go. We're gonna get up. Now you remember we just had snow like right before, so everything's wet. Even though we got dust underneath, but there's snow, and so it's like we have to figure out, let's not slip too much. We're already having some issues in this area, but I'm trying to pick my way through, get through the lines. I'm kind of bushwhacking at this point, and we're gonna make it back on to the single track, but I still have to kind of bushwhack through the trees. Just cruising along, did some fire roads. I cut some of that out. Now we're getting into single track and in the woods. It's kind of cool seeing snow in the woods, but you also have to kind of figure out which lines are going to be too slick if you get off the dirt. So getting up through here, and then I can start seeing some more people ahead of me, so I'm like, okay, let's get up there, and yeah, just kind of cruising along, and then it's weird because there's snow and then it's dusty, so there's parts that get a little bit of that dust, but not bad at all. I mean, it's super nice. So now we get a little more traffic here. People are starting to spin out. This is where it's weird, you got snow on the side, but then there's a little dust, and it's dry because it's not like it snowed a foot of snow, but it's dry dust. Now we're loose. People are going everywhere, and just trying to keep it moving forward, getting through this area, making it happen. Into this wood section, and in years like the previous years, I think this was an area where there was some bottleneck because there is like some bogs down and like basically firewood everywhere. But this year it flowed pretty nice, probably because the dirt was a little more better through here, and it looked like they trimmed up the logs too. It's like there was a couple sections, but not too bad, but they were a little bit slick, so that did make it but they were small, and I think they trimmed a lot, so there was no issues going through this, which was nice. Okay, so we're coming up to the first probably technical section. I pre-walked it the day before, and I knew I wanted to stay fairly high and not go too low. And so I come up in here, and to be honest, I don't know what I did, but I'm sitting here and I think I just lost my balance. And this was like the beginning of my for I don't know, line decisions or line choices. But I was sitting here, and I think I was waiting behind here, and I got off balance, and whoop, and then I knocked this guy over. It's like dominoes. I'm like, what am I doing? So I'm trying to get his bike up because I felt really bad. So sorry to whoever this hard enduro rider is. And now I got to pick my bike up, and I was feeling really good up to this point. I'm like, man, I'm making good time, and so now I got to pick my bike up and try to get back on track and not make any more dumb moves like that. So here we go. So I'm back on track. I'm on the line that I wanted to do. So once I crested this, I had three options because I scouted it out, and I was like, okay, I could go far left, which I decided to do. There was a guy that was kind of stuck, and then there was a line waiting, the main line, and so then there were some riders to the right, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go down that way. And this is where I started to kind of get too impatient, and I think I started to dig the hole early, and so now I'm by myself on this side, which is good, but I'm trying to get back on the line, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll try this line up by this tree, and there wasn't much of a line. I'm like, no, I don't think I want to spend that much energy right now trying to get up. And so now I'm trying to turn back, get back to the main line, get back in line. And so the guy in the jacket that was in front of me, he's still there, so it's like I haven't really made any progress forward. So now in here, we're all kind of waiting to get over the crest, and there's this little drop, but there was like a hole, and so people were getting stuck in it. And so I go off to the right, and then I start doing weird stuff. I drop the bike. Now it's all about trying to pick it up, and at this point I'm like, okay, goggles are off. We're going full hard enduro style. I'll just watch everybody pass me. And there they go. Alright, here we go. Okay, back on track here. So now we're getting moving through this rock section. We're not even at Spectator Hill yet, and we got bikes smoking and all sorts of things going on. So I've already spent a few matches that I was trying to make some better line choices, but so at this point we're just going for it, getting through here, and working our way through the rocks. This is a little connector trail that had a bottleneck in 2023, so I was expecting this to be clogged up, and it wasn't. I was going to take a sneaky line to the left, but I just took the main trail, and then it was nice walking this though the day before. So if you get a chance to do it, do it. And this was a line I was like, oh yeah, this will be good because I missed some of the rocks. It was kind of nice. Worked out well. Now to start a spectator hill. All right, so this is kind of the start of the chaos. This is where it's like a big two-stroke amphitheater, outdoor amphitheater. So all these people are out watching. It's really cool. But everybody's lining the rocks, and then you kind of crest this, and you're like, whoa, there's a few bikes, and there's just a lot of bikes all in one place, super loud. And we're all kind of trying to get through the same line and just picking our way at it. The pros have already gone through that. It probably takes them 5 minutes to do this, and for us it's like an hour. The BC riders, because we just get clogged up, stuck on rocks, trying to get through sections, and then you just kind of wait your turn. And the problem is you don't have any momentum in this, so you're just kind of going from one rock to the other garden. To the right of the screen is the infamous rock wall, the wall ride, and I should have looked at it a little closer because there's like a mud streak going up that, and you could see some of the guys were already having problems spinning out and looping the bike, and I should have took note. But my goal was to get up that thing this time, because if you get up it, you can save a lot of time. There's not a lot of people in there right now trying to wait to get up the other kind of thing. So it's kind of a surreal experience because you're sitting in this rock, this kind of area where there's just tons of motos going on, revving, trying to get through these technical sections, and then you got everybody watching you. So it's like you're like gladiators. Roman Coliseum, people cheering you on. So then it kind of gets you fired up to where like, ooh, I can make this line. But where we're at right now, we're just kind of waiting for each other. So you get like this moment of like, oh, I got a gap that I'm gonna go for it. The thing is, you gotta look at it, it's like, okay, where are you gonna land up? And I'm like, okay, time to get the goggles off. Back on. I had a rock hit me at Silver Kings last year right in the eye, so I'm a little more careful of when I take my goggles off and how long I leave them off, because it's no fun to lose an eye. So here we are. This part, my goal was to go to the right and do a wall ride. If you watch all the pros, they make it look super easy, but I didn't have any momentum and I couldn't get up and around. So we basically get stuck. There's a bunch of rocks in here, and it's hard to see, but it's like just big holes that your tire, it's like the perfect size for your tire, and everybody's stuck. And so now it just turns into this free-for-all. Everybody's smoking, and now I'm gonna get stuck. So I'm waiting for the bottleneck, get to the bottleneck, and then I become the bottleneck. We got Brian here, he's helping us out, saying, hey, get going here. So now the guy on my left, he decides to try to wheelie up over out of the hole that he's into my bike. I'm off my bike, I'm stuck, and then I'm leaning on the other guy's bike, and he's stuck. So it's like we're just all like wadded up on each other. I mean, it's like weird how you get into these awkward position, and then there's a bike in front of me, so even if I get undone, I gotta like either launch over the bike in front of me or just wait till the person gets back, because it's like, where did that person go? It's like, I think they went to help someone else, which is really nice, but now the bike becomes the obstacle. If I was good, I would have just went right over the top, but it's for another time.
Ready, let's go. go.
No, don't do this. Don't try to get between those two rocks. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. Don't do this. And yep, I did it. And now I'm completely wedged. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. But no, I don't. Now my pegs are actually wedged between the rocks. And I'm like, I have no idea if I can even get my bike out of this. So now I'm completely stuck. I can't even get my foot on the pegs. I'm looking at them and they're like completely smashed into the rock. And I'm like, and now I'm really frustrated because I'm like mad at myself for trying to get through these two rocks, which I could have just gone to the right, waited and gone to the left, but no, I'm impatient, so I'm gonna wedge the whole bike in the rock. Now I have to figure out how to get this thing out. So that's what I do. Dude,
Want me to do it for you or what?
can you?
No. We can't touch unless you're in trouble, like you know they're gonna get hurt.
All right.
Are you okay, bro? Cool.
Pipe. That's hot. Thanks, buddy.
I got the brake. It's not going right.
Damn. Woo.
got some help getting up that rock section again, and now I lay my bike down, made another mistake 25. I'm actually facing the wrong way because I have no idea. I'm just completely spent right now. So I'm gonna go down and help the guy who helped me. He didn't need much help. He was riding really well. I was just in his way. So Brian's already pulling on him. Brian was like pulling everybody out. I don't know how much, I don't know how he did it, because he probably pulled on 100 bikes that day. So thanks to this guy who helped me out. I'm trying to return the favor. Probably not as good as what he did for me, but he makes it up this section just fine.
Good job, buddy.
Okay, after turning my bike back around the right way, I'm going through the Golden Creek Lodge banners to the infamous wall ride. Now, this here was my goal was to actually make it up this, and I pre-walked it the day before, so I felt like I could do this, but I didn't account for the snowstorm right before the race. So it turned into it was a little more slick than what I thought, and there was like a mud streak going up it, and that should have been like a little red flag for me to just say, hey, take the easy way, or not easy way, but just take the less traumatic way around it. Well, nope, I had it in my mind I was going to go for it, so I'm getting myself psyched up. And also at this point in time, I'm like pretty exhausted. I thought I'd have a little more energy. And this is still at the start of the race, so my decision making is not as good at this point in time, but we're going to go for it.
Here we go, baby.
Did not go as planned, so we will watch it again in slow motion. And I figured out what I did wrong after watching the video. Headbutt, boom, and it just launches me backwards, and the bike just gets rocketed up. So don't do that. Next time, I'm not sure. I gotta work on that. Damage assessment. Yeah, so you can see my left turbines bar ends are completely in the wrong position below my bars. I did not know at this time that my bars were bent, but they are. My brake master cylinder, I broke the top like plastic part, and so I'm starting to leak brake fluid. My front headlight mask is destroyed. My whole thing is basically coming off, so I had to put on I try to fix it later. Fortunately, the bike still works. I can turn it on, turn it off, kind of, because I also found out that my throttle cable was bent, and so I'm having a really hard time keeping the throttle like it basically just wants to stay on, and that becomes a factor later in the race. kind of funny. I hear my name. One of my buddies yelled to me, "Get going!" So I'm like, all right, I got to get going. So this line here, I actually scoped it out the day before, and they was pointing. This guy was helping guys out, just pointing out the line. It was a sweet line to the right. So got through there, and we're trying to just recover at this point. Heart rate is just through the roof, and this section is actually really fun. The Hare Scramble the next day went through this bottom area, and we went up the granite. It was a granite climb, and that was actually really fun. So you had to get, on the hard enduro, we had to go through more rocks, of course, but to get to the climb. You could see the climb off in the distance, but that one was really fun.
I'm back. Thanks up.
Красава. Прям молодец, по этой горке забрал.
So we come up to this creek section, and recall we had a snowstorm like 2 hours before the race, so everything is wet and soaked. So I got through this section barely, dumped the bike, picked it up. I saved you the video of me picking up my bike again. And had a good run at it here to get up through this area. I was kind of waiting because of the there was a couple bikes ahead of me, and I could tell they were having a hard time. And at this point, I'm like shot. So I hear moto behind me, and I kind of pull over. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. Well, this is a sweet line. Convoy just goes right over that log, no problem. I thought about doing that, but I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not pro, and I'm already hurting. So, and it's slick. I mean, those guys, the Hawaiians, they can ride that Hawaiian ice, and it felt like it was probably not Hawaiian ice here, but it just felt pretty slick to me. You know, and you can see we're kind of struggling in here, but I find a dry line, get up this mini rock slab, so I was feeling pretty good here. So I was starting to get my confidence back, which was probably a bad thing. There was another bottleneck up in here in the trees, so I find a line. There was a line developed to the left. I'm like, oh, that's just probably where the pro line went, so I'm like, let's go that way. So this one was actually nice because I just kind of cruised through here, not a big deal. And then starting to get my energy back for the next obstacle. So I passed a couple guys, so I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good here. So let's get this thing going. Let's make up some time. Let's just go for it. So I'm starting to go through the trees, and what do I see ahead? Yep.
My race is over.
Well, my race really isn't over, but my bike is now stuck at the top of this granite wall number 2. And I was looking around trying to figure out how do I get up there, because I tried to go up the wall and it was like impossible to hike that thing. And I was like, yeah, nope, that's not going to work either. And it's like, I mean, this thing was steep, and I mean, obviously the GoPro never gives a good look, but I couldn't hike it. So then, of course, there's a nice, easy trail to the left, which, I mean, you can still get stuck. I wanted to help this guy, and I felt really bad, but my bike was wide open. You know, my throttle cable was stuck, and so at this point, I'm starting to figure out that my bike isn't fully intact. Either is my mind, because I'm just trying to still take these pro lines. So I have to walk all the way around to get to my bike to shut it off, because it's going. Okay, my wall attempt number 2 did not go as planned again. So now I've decided that, well, I'm trying to decide if I should try to pick the bike up and get it up over the ledge, because this time I'm actually at the top, but it's in my rear wheel is on the downslope, and so I was trying to pick it up and see if I could just get it up, and then I'm like, I don't think it's worth it at this point. So plus my rear whole fender's shattered, it's falling off, so I know I'm gonna have to deal with that. So yep, we'll let that thing slide, and then I glide down the backside, and yep, there's a nice trail right here that I walked up. And if I would have just done this at the start, I probably would have saved a half hour. I was trying to make up 20 seconds and take the pro line, but the pro line wasn't for me today. So just took this one up, and this one wasn't bad at all. And actually the dirt was in good shape. I just wanted to try the big wall. So I learned lesson number 2, and now it's back onto the single track.
Buddy.
Oh yeah, bro.
Appreciate
no
it,
problem.
man.
Yeah, no problem at all. Love it.
Okay, right now we're sitting at this boulder garden. I'm not sure exactly the name of it, but everybody's kind of stacked up here waiting for kind of a line to get through to the next area where you're basically going to wait. So I actually sat here for a little while, got some fluids in, ate some food. There's guys that were coming down saying no, they've had enough. But everybody's pretty much tired at this point. If you're in the BCs and you're here at this time, we're probably a couple hours into it. I think the race was shortened to 3 hours, so we still had time, but it was like you're not really going anywhere. And then you basically get up to this next section and then wait in line, and then kind of make little movements. And that's what made it hard too. You never really had a good run up through any of these, so you're pretty much doing like a static start to get through these technical ledges. The traction was okay, but there was a lot of dirt because people were spinning out and making it tricky because there was dirt on the rocks. But it could be done. Okay, so after waiting for a while, we're kind of queued up to get through this rocky section. This guy was great. He gave me a nice tug. And I didn't do much with it, but I got up to this rock. He was super cool. He was helping the girl in front in the purple. He should get some kind of reward. I wish I could have helped him, but at this point, I'm kind of in a weird spot. And this is a bad call on my part because I was trying to get around some of the people that were stuck, and then I got stuck on this side. I should have just stayed where the blue guy was and just stayed in that line and waited. But now I'm stuck. The guy next to me in orange is stuck. And so we're in a weird spot. So here I decide to try to get up. Nope. And this was not a good move because now I felt really bad. Bike goes down and now it's a problem. I'm facing the wrong way.
pass at it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dude, we made that. That was hard.
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Dude, you're a fucking legend.
Dude, oh man, that was gnarly. Oh.
Section here to look forward to. I get up here and the guy in the orange helmet's telling me, hey, he saw some guys go up this way, and the other guy up on by the tree saying, yep, go right up this. So he gives it a go, and so I'm gonna kind of loop around, get a little better run up, which was actually pretty good because I gave myself a good shot at this one, and there was no bottleneck, so it was just all me. So this is a good chance for me to kind of show, if I don't have anyone in front of me, can I do it? And almost, but I'm in a good spot, so I basically am able still to pick up my bike, which is surprising, and I was able to basically get up onto this side slab, and it worked out. So I was actually pretty stoked that I was up here, and there was people that were kind of bottlenecked in this off to my right, so I was able to basically kind of get through this no problem. And hey, momentum, that's a good thing. So now I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm like, wow, I just made that two sections that were tough for me, and I should have followed this guy right that went by my left here. I think he's a youth rider, and he did it great. He just kept his momentum and went up, and he's already up this thing. So this is again another problem that I did. So I go from having good momentum to basically sitting here, and I had plenty of time. There's no rush, and no, not enough. And so yeah, so now I get another chance to pick up my bike. I'm not sure how many times this is, but that's a lot.
Let's go, Danny. not the only one.
Cool bad like that.
How about right here?
Okay, if you made it this far, this is pretty much where my race ends up. We're in the creek and it's just muddy, slick, and this guy's helping everybody. He's riding people's bikes up through some of this stuff and gives me a tug. I was trying to get around the mud hole and was able to do that. But yeah, so we were close to the 3-hour mark at this point. And the last time I did it, I made it all the way through here up to checkpoint 3, but I never made it to checkpoint 3 on this race. So now we're just kind of trying to pick our way through this creek, and it's wet and slick and tough. So it was a good day out on the bike, a long day, and definitely things that I need to practice on for next time. I was always asking myself that if I'd do it again, but hey, I'm still here, and the bike's, I mean, still going, which is surprising. All the things that it went through, the different drops and falls and whatnot, but it was still good. It was a good race. Brian puts on a good show here, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you out next year.
Is this loose?
It's soft.
Oh, it's a root.
Oh,
Oh.
I see. Help me bring my rear wheel up here.
Yep.
So my hands are already muddy,
Okay.
so I can grab the wheel if you grab the tugger.
Okay. You want it right here?
Yeah, I was thinking if I get
Okay.
here.
Okay, one. You got it? Time over. I'm in a predicament. Well, game over, and this is where we're at.
Well, if you're still watching, you get some bonus hard enduro. The race is over, but now I got to get out to the trail, and of course I choose a line that's in the bushes and trees, and I continue to bury my rear wheel into the soft, loamy soil. And so that's pretty much the way my race ends. So I got a good full 3.5, maybe 4 hours in, even though it was a 3-hour race. But got to get ready for the next day. Got to make sure the bike's ready to go for tomorrow.